I am a papier-mâché comic book that God made beautiful, colorful, perfect for a woman who thinks I'm Mr. Fantastic, but until then, I'll embrace my Sue Storms because they remind me of all the natural disasters I've fallen in love with. This is a reminder that Galactus has sucked the life of the celestial bodies of my past. Listen to the surfer that does his bidding, silver-tongued devil that it is. There's a metaphor there. I tend to do that a lot. My ex wanted a simile. I was supposed to like the as, but there's something about these two unlike things that we were. When you compared us, we weren't so different after all. She just wasn't ready to extend this past indulgence. I did it again. But it's my coping mechanism. It's how I make sense of the world around me. Y'all, I was in the bathroom getting ready for a show in DC beside a homeless man. For a moment, we were exactly the same, both trying to make ourselves look presentable, only I was trying to look like I didn't live like him, because some days we're afraid to be free. I want to tell poets to be careful about wearing camouflage, because their words are too powerful, too meaningful. It can sound like revolution, and how long before people misunderstand the intent, and the next thing you know, they're responded to as being insurgent. I want to tell young Black kids to not always default to putting their hands up. Looks too much like walking across burning sands, carrying a cross. How long before they martyr you into asphalt Bibles? Chalk outline read like Jesus' last words. Y'all, I drove into a parking deck with my friends behind me. I went past empty opportunity, went up the ramp. They stayed behind me, then cussed me out for passing up the good spots. I was just leaving them space to choose. How did I become responsible for their inability to make their own decisions? Y'all, some days I don't feel like teaching. See, I write in metaphor because I was taught that princes with mediocre work ethic will never become kings around here, so I graffiti bridge God's bruised tears to a red reminder that the night doesn't love us. I write in metaphor because I understand about ink on paper, like ink on cotton parchments that told the tale of welt-whipped fireflies that were brought over here on ships, bottled like model ships. Now oppressors pour them like fine wine into sports and entertainment. They died in them cotton fields. Their narrative was written in indelible ink. And sometimes I wonder if oppressors laugh when we airbrush obituaries on white tees, y'all. I write in metaphor because I met a woman with a brain tumor who said that she was a builder. After establishing a successful tutoring program, she said she needed something else to build before the high interest loan of her life with the balloon payment at the end foreclosed on her. I met a woman who said she hadn't written in 6 years since her father committed suicide. She said she had lost the words. After my performance, she walked up to me and said she found them again. The next morning, she emailed me the poem she had written that night. See, the words were bedtime stories. She finally got used to her father being the one who was always sleeping. Y'all, I understand that all of us are stained glass windows. Everyone looks at us whole, marvels at the beauty, but never bothers to understand the pieces. And I know that right now there is a bookshelf full of hardbound books that everyone considers old and doesn't want to read anymore. Nursing homes full of stories. There is a testimony in their eyes and a table of contents in their mouth. If you sit and listen long enough, you can find out all the wisdom you will ever need. See, I understand that there's an unemployment line of insecurities forming on the pages of my notebook. I social service them back to work in your mind so that you know there is always more work to do. See, I am the product of the greatest metaphor I have ever known, my own Mary Magdalene, who told me that my father's absence was just immaculate conception. As she watched me turn into the 3 wise men she never knew I would become: poet, activist, educator. See, I offer this world this gift in the way that I know how, makes sense the only way I can. I offer it to you so you know that anything is possible as long as you put your heart and mind and spirit to it. So in any way that I can, and in any sense that I can, my objective and goal is to inspire you with these metaphors.